Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In Eric's office, Steffy let Hope know that Thomas was engaged to Paris. Hope said she knew, but Steffy fooled that it had not looked like it when Hope had kissed him. Hope noted that it had been on the impertinence. Not buying it, Steffy ordered Hope to admire Thomas's wishes. Claiming to be looking out for Thomas, Hope asked if it really did not concern Steffy that Thomas had asked Paris to marry him so soon after asking Hope. Steffy participated her concern about Hope trying to get into Thomas's head, but Hope asked Steffy to put her issues with Hope away. Hope asked if Steffy would actually say that Thomas's relationship with Paris was not arch-conservative. Steffy stated that Thomas was an overgrown man who could make his own opinions. She said occasionally it took times to find love, and occasionally, it happened automatically. Steffy believed Hope was pretending to watch about Thomas, but really only watched about herself. In Steffy's view, rather of esteeming Thomas's choices, Hope wanted Thomas to still be in love with her, and that was really sad. Hope stated that she would agree to admire Thomas's choice, but Steffy noted that Hope had kissed him. Hope said it had been on the impertinence, and she still watched for Thomas, which she did not have to explain to Steffy. Hope claimed that courting was one thing, but it was marriage. Hope wondered if Steffy had allowed about Douglas at all. Steffy said she had, and Hope picked that Steffy had known about it the entire time but had not said anything. Telling, Steffy concluded that it had not been her business to tell. Hope indicted Steffy of encouraging it and trying to put Thomas and Paris together. Steffy declared that Paris made him happy, and she would support her family. Steffy clarified that she had not known about the engagement. Hope was sure Steffy was thrilled. Steffy replied that she was because Thomas was with someone who appreciated him. Hope asked if Steffy was sure that woman was Paris. Steffy shot back that Paris was not wearing the ring around her neck as a choker. Hope figured Steffy was tricking herself about that sham of a relationship because she wanted Thomas with anyone but Hope. In the design office with Paris and Thomas, Ridge was still trying to reuse Paris and Thomas's engagement. Thomas explained that he had not set up the right time to tell Ridge. Ridge wondered why Thomas would keep commodity like that from his father. With his arm around Paris, Thomas admitted that he would meddled up with connections, and his father had witnessed it. Thomas had wanted to be fully sure before he told Ridge. "And I am, Dad," Thomas concluded. Ridge sounded doubtful. Paris decided to leave Ridge and Thomas to talk. As she went to find Douglas, Thomas kissed her and said he would call her when he was heading home. Surprise! Thomas blabbed after she would gone. Ridge said Paris and Thomas sounded good together, and everyone in the structure liked her. He allowed. It was perfect that his son had set up love. Thomas tasted a butt coming. Ridge stated that he was happy if Thomas was, but he'd to wonder why Thomas had to get married after what he would gone through with Hope. Thomas affirmed that he wouldn't have proposed if he had not been ready to marry Paris. Ridge asked why it was so presto. Thomas replied that it felt right, but Ridge asked what the rush was. Thomas contended that Paris was inconceivable, beautiful, and talented. She'd always gotten along with Douglas, and there had been a time that they'd lived together. Indeed also, there had been a spark. Ridge replied that a spark was far from a marriage. Thomas had been destroyed when he would arrived in France, but Paris had pulled him out of it. "I love her, Dad," Thomas asserted. Ridge asked if that was it or if Thomas was using it to shut down his passions for Hope. Thomas asked if Ridge really allowed Thomas would use Paris to get over Hope. Ridge said he did not but wondered if having Paris at his side had made effects hurt less. Ridge said it was a terrible reason to marry someone. Thomas stated that he agreed that it would be terrible, but that was not the reason for his choice. Thomas said he would eventually let go of Hope, and that had been when he would seen a beautiful and awful person standing before him. "Perhaps it was being with Hope that kept my blinders on," Thomas said. He said he would let Hope go, and he would see Paris. Ridge asked if his son saw his concern. Thomas did and appreciated it. He recalled telling Hope that he was a one-woman man, but she could not commit to him the way he could to her. He would had to admire that and let her go. He reasoned that it might have happened as it had been meant to, because being hurt had led him to fly to Paris. He said he would been at International at the right time, and he would been suitable to see Paris, the awful, beautiful woman who had an amazing relationship with his son. Paris was the woman he wanted to be with, and he intended to marry her. At Bill's house, Luna munched on pizza, noting that Poppy had been out since the Pizza Joe had left. Bill entered, asking who they were talking about. Poppy claimed it had been nothing, and she just had not been awaiting a pizza delivery. Bill asked if Poppy had ordered a pizza, and she stated that she hadn't. Bill came concerned that an arbitrary Joe had gotten past security. He would given security a list of who could come and go from the property. Poppy did not want to make a big deal of it. Bill claimed that he was defensive of his family, and they were unmistakably his family. Bill left the room to take a call from Liam, and Luna noticed Tom Starr's event leaflet on the pizza box. She noted that the event was that evening and said they should go. Bill returned, and Luna asked if he sang. He joked that the neighborhood tykes were his chorus. Poppy decided they should stay home and hear to her father's bad singing. Luna caught Poppy off guard by asking if there had been another reason Poppy had not told her about Bill. Bill remarked that Poppy had been guarding Luna, but Luna did not get why she demanded protection from Bill Spencer, whose whole life had been proved online. Luna stated that it was not like they'd been going in eyeless. Poppy felt shamefaced for not opening up sooner. Luna did not want to make Poppy feel that way, but Luna persisted in asking if there was another reason Poppy had not told Luna the verity. At Il Giardino, Deacon and Hollis beamed as Tom strummed his guitar. Hollis could not stay to hear Tom play latterly. Tom replied that music had always been natural to him and a big part of his life. Though Tom had not been on stage in a while, he would performed a lot in the history at bars, country expositions, and carnivals. Music was in his blood. Tom revealed that he would had quite a following back in the day. He would traveled up and down the seacoast and done a recording. He would indeed gotten radio play. Deacon wondered if they knew the song, and Tom teased that they'd have to hear and find out. Hollis asked Tom what it was like to be a gemstone star. Tom submissively said that he had not been that, but seeing the followership sway was when one realized that they were charmed. Hollis wondered about groupies, and Tom said he would be lying to say the girls had not been crazy about him. He stated that it might not look that way, but it was true. Deacon wondered if the performance that evening might give Tom a taste of his history. Alone laterally on his small stage, Tom looked around wistfully.